right, guys. So again, welcome to tonight's session here where we're covering the top 10 investments for 2025. The year 2025 is going to definitely be very, very exciting here. And so we just want to come over here and just talk about a few more things here before we go into the top uh, 10 investments for 2025. And I got some exciting things here for you guys that I want to share here with you. So I want to go ahead here and share my screen, and we're going to get right in here to it here. I'm going to get these top 10 investments here for you. All right. So tonight's class here, as you will see, is kicking off 2025 top investments. All right. So guys, check this out. I do want to tell you the year 2025, the words of what we always like to use, a new word for Let's Win Financial Community. This year is scaling up. All right. That's the words for this year. We want to scale up. All right. And in this, guys, when we scale up, you will see here, right? It specifically says here, if you want more than you have to do more than what you're currently doing. And so oftentimes we get in our own way and we get in our comfort zone. And we know that growth and comfort cannot mix together here. So want you to remember this here. The words for 2025 is scaling up. You're going to hear me say this a lot in 2025. All right. Okay, guys, I am also starting a new service this year as well. We're having a kids financial literacy. So if you have grandkids, if you have kids, we're going to start having these monthly classes here. All right. And so with this here, we're going to also have a stock market challenge. So what does that mean? So these kids here, they're going to get and they're going to go into competitions on a monthly basis with some of their other peers that's also in what we like to call the Let's Win Financial Kids Academy. And so with this right here is these kids here, they're going to have the girl baby go online, have live simulations as far as going to buy different stocks. And then they're going to have, we'll set it to $100,000 simulation stock portfolio. They're going to go and buy any particular company that they want. And then they're going to see how that stock is performing throughout that day, and then they're going to see how that stock is performing out that month, and then now they're going to be looking at also too how their peers are doing. That's also in the Let's Win Financial Kids Academy. I'm excited to also too be offering this here to the adults here as well. We're going to have a stock market challenge here in January, and so I'm in the final stages now of getting that all together. I'll have those final details here to over the weekend, and so we're going to start it out here on Monday, and so I'll have that sign up list, get everybody signed up. So for the month of January, we're going to do a stock market simulation, right? So we're going to see, right? We're going to start out with 100,000, and in this challenge here from even from the adults, we're going to see who has the biggest portfolio. All right, and you guys can even use some of the ones that I'm talking about tonight, right? But this is just a challenge that I would like to bring out to you guys. All right. So for the ones just joining in, we're having a stock market challenge for the kids, and then we're also offering a new service this year where we're going to be having monthly classes for the kids as well. All right. And so with this here, it's going to be a small little fee because I will be taking some time out and educating the kids in itself here. And so just even for the kids here, small monthly subscription of $12.99 a month. We're going to come to them on a monthly basis, and they're going to have classes. And here are some of the things that what these kids are here going to learn. And so when you look at this right here, I just had a session here with 17-year-old twins this week. And this is the homework assignment that they got. They got, okay, they were supposed to go here. What company stock did you choose? And we started out with Apple because if you realize most young kids, they have an Apple product. All right. And so what we did over here, right? What company did you choose? Which was Apple. All right, we learned what Apple ticker symbol is here, right? So they made all these notes. They made all these notes right here for that. All right. Now, this is their homework that they would do right in one of the sessions that we teach. So they will pick a company that they like, and then they will have Monday through Friday, and then they have to watch that stock at the price when it opens up in the morning, And when it closes and they say, do it go up or go down? And so these 17-year-old twins that I spoke to, they are already locked, loaded, and ready to start their learning, right? So they're going to be doing this tomorrow and Friday here. So this is one of the things, the curriculums that I'm doing to help kids learn more about investing here. The one thing I really like is what I showed these twins is this right here. Apple was at $6 that the year they was born. They 17. So the year 2008 is when they was born. What I did here, you see Apple right here. This is a snippet here from Yahoo. I went right here, January 2008. You see it right here. And then if you go right over here, you will see at the close here, Apple stock, I said was $6. If you round it up, you can say $7. All right. But guys, if you're going to look at Apple stock right about now, it's at $250. That's where you see right here that the stock is up 3,400% since 2008. This is the main reason why I want to educate not only you, but I want to make sure that I educate your kids, because at the same thing, whatever you learn late, we want to be able to teach our kids early. I'm gonna repeat that again. I want you guys to write that down because it's gonna be some good information tonight. Whatever you learned late, I want to be able to teach your kids early. Or the same way for you, if it even is outside of finances, whatever you learn late, let's be able to teach our kids early. Because in this particular case, guys, the most important aspect that we have before us is time, and we can get this financial information, this financial knowledge, right? If we would have definitely got it 10, 15, 30 years ago, we would definitely be in a better shape than where we're currently at. All right. So, families, this is what we're going to be doing here, right? Not just only educating you, but also educating your kids here. So for all the ones that just joined here, this is a new service here that we're offering. We're going to have monthly classes for the kids. I'll be rolling a little bit more information out over the weekend on this right here for signups. It's going to be $12.99 per child, and they're going to get in here and they're going to have stock market challenges. They're going to have homework assignments like this right here, and it's going to be able to help them grow. All right. Let's get right into it here, guys. How did 2024 perform? All right. So, guys, when you look at this right here, this is really good because this right here shows you the stock market total returns from 1928 to 2024. And if you go right here and you look in 2024, the stock market was up 25%. If you go and look at 2023, the stock market was up 26.3%. Guys, we had back to back 20 plus, 25 plus returns in the stock market. If you've been with me since those 2 years, you've known and you've seen your portfolio substantially grow. We've been in Nvidia a lot, and many of you guys have just made huge returns. I want you to take your phones right about here, and I want you to screenshot this here, and so you can look at these total returns. Now, what I want you to also do is I want you to look at the year that you was born. And dad, if you don't, well, now I'm gonna use dad. I don't like put ages, but I'll put my age, right? So 1982, right? I take 1982 right here. All right, 1982. And if you take 1982 all the way to 2024, what you see right here in green is where the years where the stock market was up. So if I count from 1982, let's count how many years the stock market was actually down for is red. So it was down right here in 1990. So we got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So out of the last 42 years that I've been living here, the stock market has only been down 7 years in itself here. That's very, very important. I'm 42. And for the ones that just joined here, let's go ahead and screenshot this right here. I'll come back here to it, but let me just share something. I just shared something here with you guys. So since 1982, the stock market's only been down 7 times, right? So tomorrow, guys, is a very important day for me because I'll be 43 and going into 2025. So many of you guys may not know I am also a twin. There's a lot of new members in Let's Win Financial Community. So I am a twin. Me and my twin brother, we will be celebrating our birthday tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't be together, which we normally are, but and I'm normally with him. It's kind of like a double thing here. I like go to visit him, while at the same time, many of you guys know we own a quadplex there in Jacksonville as well. And I only go to our quadplex one time a year. All right. And I did get a nice little partying gift for 2024. One of the tenants called me at 4 o'clock in the morning, and their toilet quit working. And so, unfortunately, with this quadplex here, I've learned in the investment world, you got to have more than one bathroom because once that bathroom go down, hey, that's an emergency. So we had a nice $400 plumbing bill on December the 31st, but I'm okay with that because you have to be positioned, you have to be ready for instances like this that happens, right? And so we just go ahead and pay for it, and you get the tax deduction that roll with it. Again, too, guys, it's tax refund season. So if you're a business owner, if you just got your W-2, W-2s and 1099s have to be issued by the end of January. So start preparing for that. If you 1099, if you're not 1099, start that business so you can write off your cell phone, write off your home office deduction, pay your kids up to $15,000 and you get a tax deduction for that. I mean, there's a lot of different tax deductions, but that's just some of them. All right. Okay, so let's get right back over here into it, and we're gonna finish up here. All right. So we also talk about our Mag 7, right? I talk about Magnificent 7. These are your Magnificent 7 stocks, right? And here's how they perform so far in 2024 here, right? The leader of this right here was Nvidia. If you investing with me, you have Nvidia inside of your portfolio and you made a ton of money on Nvidia last year. Nvidia was one of our top 10 investments for 2024 when I came out last year and gave this class. Guys, we've been in Nvidia since 2021 when I did my top investments in 20 for 2022. Nvidia first came on that list there, and we've made a bunch of money. We made a bunch of money off in Nvidia. All right. So Apple was up 30%. Meta, Facebook was up 65%. So you can screenshot this as well with your phones. This is how the Magnificent Seven performed in 2024. All right. All right, guys. So here it is here. Here is our top investments for 2025 here. You guys go ahead and screenshot this here with your phones here. We're going to break these down here in just a few minutes. Tonight's session won't be that long, but want to go ahead and break down our top 10 investments for 2025 here. We're going to go ahead and start here with the first company here, which is Palantir. I first kind of introduced this to you guys over the last couple months here. Palantir is a artificial intelligence company. They're building AI for the government. So what does Palantir does? They're like a leading data analyst company. And so they have billions of dollars when it comes to like government contracts. And so one of the key things what Palantir does is this right here. They enable agencies to analyze massive data sets using AI. And if you look at ADCs and you look at militaries, right, they help Palantir software help make military agencies like these informed decisions. Because you got to think about it, right? I mean, you got a lot of different like world events going on, right? And so think about it, like even in hospitals, like they're using Palantir, like they got all this data that they need to put together and just like make a decision on how they're going to make an informed decision. I think about, we think about 9/11 with Bin Laden, trying to find Bin Laden. I mean, now, guys, you got this AI companies like Palantir that be able to go and find different areas, okay, like where he may have been in or different locations, right? And so these are the systems and processes that the government is using to be able to help make informed decisions. I just remember President Obama being in that strategy room and just kind of watching it, as it went as far as how those soldiers went in there and got Bin Laden and was able to kill him, right? And so a lot of those efforts in the future now will be used from different softwares and different systems of these data sets of what these AI companies are using now. And so we see with Palantir right here, right? That's one of our top investments for 2025. Palantir stock was up over 300% last year, and it's about $100 or it's about $80 now, but we do look forward to hit at $200 in 2025. All right. SoFi is our second top investment for 2025 as has rapid growth. As you will see over here in this picture right here, this is SoFi Stadium. Here's where the Super Bowl was at last year. And so SoFi is a financial based company here, right? Many of you guys got SoFi, it's probably some loans or something like that as well. So you see there in the financial services, the banking, investing, they do the lending. One of the reasons why we like SoFi in 2025 is going to be interest rates are going to continue to keep dropping, not as much as we anticipated, but they're aggressively marketing their service as well, as you will see here, right? They're the naming brand on the Rams. This is where the Los Angeles Rams play at here in LA. And so they just got rapid growth, man. Over 756,000 new members. I mean, they're just expanding. And so SoFi stock did really well in 2024. And we definitely look forward SoFi to continue that trend in 2025. And so SoFi is our second one. The third one here, guys, not going to talk a lot about this right here. AI is going to continue to keep talked about going into 2025. And Nvidia is the most biggest beneficiary from AI, right? And we just in the middle of a gold rush, and Nvidia is the biggest maker of the shovel here. Guys, for the ones that missed out on Nvidia, I do apologize on that, but we're going to continue to keep seeing gains with Nvidia. But guys, I mean, it's crazy when I look at y'all accounts. So I'm looking at the grandkids accounts. I'm looking at the kids accounts, and over the last 2 years, man, if you go and you log into your portfolio, and we'll look at that here a little bit here shortly too, right? You will see where your gains is like 300% in Nvidia. Like I'm seeing people with 30,000, 40,000, 100,000 gains just in Nvidia, right? And that's just the growth of this particular company. And it's going to continue to be one of the biggest leaders. Now, guys, I want you to write this down here too. And I'll show you this here in a minute. But here's a key point with Nvidia. Dating back to 2020. All right, dating back to 2020, Nvidia has been up over 100% every year dating back to 2020, with the exception with the exception of 2022 when the overall market was down. But guys, Nvidia every single year dating back to 2020 has been up over 100% here. And matter of fact, guys, is here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead here and I want to show you guys these numbers here on that because that's very important with Nvidia here. And the reason why I'm sharing this here with you because this is a resource that you guys can use as well. If you go over to Google and you do stock 101, all right, and you put in whatever company, right? So you see it up here in this search. I'm just putting stock 101 and Nvidia. What's going to happen is it's going to come up over here, and it did not give me my stock 101. Hold on, here we go. Right here, we're gonna go yearly returns. All right, and then right here is where I go and get this information. All right, you go stock 101 right here. Boom, hit that link right there. Stock 101. Boom, Nvidia yearly returns. So boom, here's why I'm coming in with this information here. You see right here in 2020, and we're going, this column right here is your percent gain or loss. All right, over this column right here. So if you look at 2020, Nvidia was up 121%. You can round it up and say 122%. 2021, Nvidia was up 125%. 2022, you see how it was down? 2023, it was up 238%. Right here in 2024, it was at 171%. So you go back over here to 2020, right? And you see every single year it has been up over 100% with the exception right here of 2022 here. All right. This is guys, this is why we like, and this is why I like teaching you guys this information here because you guys have heard me say this before, right? You can go to your jobs tomorrow and hell, you can even go into your community this tonight and ask somebody if they know what Nvidia is and they don't know. But see, guys, this is why it's important because wealth is being built. And this is the reason why the wealth gap gets wider and wider because we're not financially informed, or in the fact that we have not seen Nvidia probably the last 2 months haven't really the stock hasn't moved. But we don't necessarily look at the price of what Nvidia is. We look at the value. You remember I just showed you there as far as we're in the middle of a gold rush and Nvidia is going to be one of the, continue to be the biggest beneficiaries of that. I understand and know that is Nvidia is going to continue to have massive growth. But there's people around us that don't even know about this company. And that's the sad part about it. And so I'm excited though, man, because you guys are capitalizing on this information that we're teaching here over here to you. All right. So let's go over here to our next stock over here that we like here for top investments for 2025. MicroStrategy, guys. This company right here is very, very interesting here, right? They are correlated with Bitcoin. They buy large amounts of Bitcoin, large amounts, right? And so they're kind of like a hardware data set company here. And so as Bitcoin continue to increase over time, so will MicroStrategy. All right. Now, if you look at it also too, MicroStrategy going to have more visibility, increased visibility, because they just now became part of the NASDAQ index, which is huge, guys. Uh, which is huge. When we go right here and we look at this here, let me just do something right here really quick here. I just kind of want to show you because some guys, some of y'all like new, so I want to make sure that you understand this here, right? So when I say the NASDAQ, this is what I mean right here. I'm gonna go back here and share my screen here. And I want you guys to make sure that this is big, all right? This is pretty big. So when we go right here and we look at the Nasdaq, all right, we go and look at the Nasdaq. Let me just pull this up here. The Nasdaq is your top technology companies here. All right, your top technology companies. So if you look at this Nasdaq right here, it's about 3,000 companies inside of the Nasdaq. All right, and MicroStrategy just got added to the Nasdaq index. So guys, check this out. There is only three major US indexes. You got the Dow Jones, which is the top 30 companies. I want you to write that down. Dow Jones has 30 companies. Dow Jones 30 companies. The second US major index was the S&P 500. That's that VOO in your portfolio when you log in. That's your top 500 companies in America. S&P 500, top 500 companies in America. That's your second index. Your third index, which is the NASDAQ index, that has over 3,000 technology companies that solely invest in technology. And what I'm sharing here with your MicroStrategy, they just got added to that index, to the NASDAQ index. And so when we look at today and we look at the next 4 years, we have a president that's incoming on January the 20th that is pro Bitcoin. He spoke at the Bitcoin National Convention in Nashville this year, and he wants to make Bitcoin the mecca. And so what happens is we have a vice president that has couple $100,000 that's also into Bitcoin. And so with MicroStrategy, when we go back over here and we look at it, their company CEO is very, very vocal on Bitcoin. They buy like lots and lots and lots of money or lots and lots of Bitcoin here, right? So MicroStrategy, guys, let me warn you on this right here. It is going to be a volatile stock. But we're going to see a lot of growth in Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. We're going to see a lot of growth as well. So if you do want to buy this here, I would probably say hold no more than 5% of this here in your portfolio. But man, MicroStrategy, it's going to probably be one of those companies, man, where we see 300% gains. But it's going to be some big up and swings, but it's one of those stocks that can have at least, where from 200 300% gains next year. All right. And so that's MicroStrategy. Enough, as I've been saying about Tesla, man. I mean, I've been talking about since the election. I said, hey, look, if Trump wins, we back into Tesla. We was out, we're back in. We're going to continue to be in. Trump and Elon. I mean, Elon Musk is just Trump right hand man. I mean, Elon has got this Optimus robots. He got the full self driving. I mean, you just think about Elon Musk. His brain, man, just operates 30 years ahead of where everybody else is at. And it's the cutting edge. But, Tesla also got the cars, right? And then they also have the power, the battery. So, with Tesla, man, it's just, the stock is just going to be doing continuously to do well over time. It was up about 90% since the election, right there in this part after the first week between November the 5th and the first week in December. That stock has shot up 90% after the election. Now, what we did see, guys, we did see some volatility in December when it came to your particular portfolios. But there was only 3 months where the stock market was down last year. All right, April, October, and December. Very great year. As you saw, we was up 25%. So we like Tesla. Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir is my favorite three out of the top 10 that I'm giving you here. So we really, really, really like Tesla, and we're loading up. For my family, we're loading up on Tesla. It's gonna probably be a bigger percentage than some of these other ones that I'm mentioning. But man, I mean, think about it. My kids get excited about a cyber truck. And then I even get more excited because they got all Tesla stock in their portfolio. Matter of fact, for Christmas, that was one of their stocking stuffers. They got added Tesla to their particular stock portfolios. Now, guys, here's another thing too. I know you guys come to me and say, you know what, man, this guy got investment accounts for his kids. But you guys know you've been with me for a while. When you want different, you move different. All right. I want you guys to understand that when you want different, you move different. It's not just one stock account. I got four stock accounts for them. All right. They got a general investment account. All right. They have a Roth IRA account because they're employed through our particular businesses. So I'm able to pay them. So now that money is growing tax free in a Roth IRA account. We're going to talk about this here too because it's one of our top 10 investments. They also have a crypto account as well. That's the third account. And then they also have a fourth account, which is a college account. All right. And I'm not saying this here, guys, but I'm showing you guys the same way when President Obama first got elected in November 2008 and he ran on the fact of hope. It's the same message here what I give and I teach because it's not everyday basis where a parent would have an investment account for a kid, but yet alone four. But I understand and know how money can be multiplied. And so once I understood that, then it became a discipline for me and I got addicted to the growth. And that's just where I'm at now in the Less Win Financial community is to teach you guys that and help you understand that when you go to work tomorrow, you're gonna be making a dollar. And we all know how to make a dollar, but we don't know how to multiply that. And so that's why it's important tonight for you guys to be on this particular session as we talk about the top investments for 2025. Because guess what? If you didn't have any money invested last year, you missed out on a 25% return there, just along with the S&P 500. Okay, so let's go back over here. So Tesla is definitely one of our top investments for 2025. And as I mentioned, it's going to be a higher percentage in our particular portfolios. Now, guys, this is a new one here, INOQ, which is quantum computing. Now, I've been doing some research on this here, and it's kind of fairly new, but it's something that's kind of sort of like with Nvidia, like in 2021, right? Not a lot of people know about it yet, but quantum computing is becoming very more aware into the computer world in itself here, right? So quantum computer is like a data, it's like another data, like hard data set per se, right? Software for like cloud services. So you see here, it gives developers access to quantum computing like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, or some of the companies that use quantum computer these days. It's a broad cloud, and also if you look at it here, Amazon and Lockheed Martin are investors into INOQ. So also too, right? You're starting to see the Air Force here, right? Air Force Research Lab, they awarded INOQ $54 million contract to develop, scalable quantum systems in itself here. So we're this is one of the ones that we're early, we're still doing research on, but we like and we want some exposure to it. So I would say here my recommendation is maybe 3 to 4% of your portfolio. We get some quantum computing in here as well. And so we really like this right here. It did really well in 2024, and we like for it to continue to do well going into 2025 here. So quantum computing is another one here. All right, and then I'm almost done here, guys. The remaining here, right? You have your Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett sold a lot of stock, and a lot of this money here is sitting in cash. And we have Apple, we have Bitcoin, and we have Meta. Meta, which is Facebook. And so when we look at Meta right here, guys, they have billions of users. So Meta is going to continue to do well. We're going to talk about Bitcoin in a minute. Apple is always going to be on our top 10 investments for 2025. It was up 30% last year. It always does well. All right. Now, before I get into Bitcoin here really quick, and I'm almost done, I do want to give you guys some sentiment on what 2025 may look like. We're going to be going into more volatility here in January. I'm going to tell you why. Because we have President Trump that's incoming, and the market is very uncertain about Trump. Because one of the things that Trump is strong in is coming into his office, and I mentioned this in the class last week or earlier this week, is tariffs. It's basically okay, China, you're making clothes for us. You're importing this stuff into the US. We're not charging you a lot of money in taxes. So Trump want to increase tariffs, and tariffs might be the word of the year for the market in 2025. We don't necessarily want that because guess what? If China is going to be taxed, then clothes and the things that they make and all these other companies that import goods over into the US, right? It's going to increase and get more expensive, which is, we look at inflation. And so that's why the Federal Reserve said last week, because inflation is starting to go back up, they're not going to increase interest rates as aggressively as they wanted to in 2025, which is not good. And so for me, it was just like, that's kind of like one of the things. But Trump is pro growth. He's very pro growth. He wants the market to do well. He was there a couple weeks ago at the New York Stock Exchange. So he wants the markets to do well. Plus, he got his colleagues, big investors into the market. And so that's one of the things I want you guys to have for 2025. We're not. I could just probably tell you this here. You remember when I showed you the market was up 25% last year? It was up 26% in 2023. It more than likely is not going to probably be up 20% next year. Just to kind of let you guys know, we've got very, very spoiled these last 2 years. But I was just telling my dad this year, I was sharing him with this as well. I'm gonna share this with you guys as well. When you go back and you look at this chart right here, there's not a lot of years where you see 20% plus gains uh in back-to-back years. I think the last time it did it was like round back here in like 19 right here in 1995 here you had back-to-back years of 20% plus gains. Between 1995 and 1999 was some really great years. I mean, some really wealth was built. Imagine if you knew Les Win Financial back then and you had your money invested, right? That's why I'm telling you guys now. You got to stay here. You got to stay invested, get this education, get this information. But there's not too many years where you've seen 20% plus back to back years. I mean, 1995 had it, 1995 to, 1999. But no other years here you will really see where 20% gains back to back. And so we're going to 2025 here just and I don't want to just, scare you guys, but we're gonna probably see a lot more volatility because we got Trump. He is what he is. He gonna say a lot of dumb stuff. He gonna move the market, but it's gonna be volatile. But I will say this right here. Never change a long-term strategy due to a short-term consequence. I mean, even this past August, if you go back and look at it, right? I mean, the market was like down pretty good. I got onto a call and told you guys to hey, stay invested, right? Don't get your emotions mixed up into this here. And we just seen the market just accelerate this year. All right. So let me show you this right here really quick with Bitcoin, and then we're done. I get some questions answered, and then we'll go from there. All right. Let me just do a review here really quick. So top 10 right here for some of the ones that just got in late. If you have not done it, go ahead and screenshot this right here. I do have honorable mention right here, AMD. Reason why I have AMD here is right is because with AI, all this talk with AI, you can't go and have chips and it's got to have a server. And AMD, which produces like these servers for this artificial intelligence. So we do like AMD. AMD was down about 15% this year, and we like for it to have a comeback into 2025. So take a screenshot. It's right here, top 10 investments, and I'll continue to work with you guys as well, one-on-one on your portfolios. Take a screenshot of this as well. Some great information here, guys. Well, I'm glad you guys here invested tonight into your future for 2025. Here's Bitcoin. We talk about it a lot. You see a lot in the news, but Bitcoin for 2024, it was up 121%. I mean, if you go back, guys, dating back over the last 10 years, if you look at it, I mean, Bitcoin has only been down 3 years. It's very volatile, guys. Very, very volatile. But this is the main reasons why I put $50 a week into Bitcoin. This is one of another reasons why I put $25 a week into each one of my son's crypto accounts, which we open through Fidelity. They're all in my name, but I just nickname it for each particular son for their respective accounts. But I want my kids to have exposure to this right here because if you go back and you look, I look at my 12-year-old son here, which he was born back here in 2012. I mean, you look at Bitcoin, guys, was at $13.51. That's what this year start and year end, Bitcoin was $13. I mean, if you go and you look at Bitcoin now at the end of 2024, it's 93,000. It was $13. So And when my son was born right here in 2012, my second son was born right here in 2015. It was up $430. All right. My third son was born right here in 2018. Bitcoin was at 3,689. Still, if you look at it right now, at 93,000. So with Bitcoin, is going to be very volatile. Take a screenshot of this if you haven't, because I'm getting ready to close it. It's going to be very volatile. But we definitely want exposure into it, man. And so that's all I have for you guys tonight. Let me make sure here. Was that my last slide? Yeah. So that was my last slide. And I want to go here. We'll take some questions on our top investments for 2025. Any questions? Any questions? It could be about anything. Top investments, anything financial.
Happy New Year, Sherman.
Jeff, how's it going, good brother?
Doing great, doing great. I have a question. I'd like to know what is the percentage of these top 10 stocks that we'll keep in our profile? I know you said 5% in micro strategy.
Mhm.
But what about SoFi and all the other 10? What are the percentage you?
Jeff, that's a very great question, man. I would say, man, like between like Palantir, Tesla, and Nvidia, right? I like to say anywhere from 10 to 15% with those three in your portfolio. But the other ones, they could be anywhere from 5% or low. Because the one thing, Jeff, is you see in how I teach and how to invest, right? QQQ and VOO is always going to be the bigger percentage in your portfolio. All right, because they are index funds. They got a collection of companies into it. It has less risk. Like Berkshire Hathaway. I recommend Berkshire Hathaway 10% of your portfolios in 2025. I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's going to be a lot of more market volatility, Jeff, in 2025. And Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by Warren Buffett, it has a lot of cash into it. And so by having a lot of cash, then that way it's money on the sideline where your portfolio don't get hit as hard.
Okay, okay. What about Meta? What do you say about Meta? Because I
I
haven't
like
purchased
Meta.
any Meta
I would
yet.
probably say Meta, man, probably right anywhere 7% of portfolio. Did really well this year. We'd like for it to continue to do well and 2025 as well.
All right, thank you.
Yep. I do want to share here this with you guys, really quick here. I do see your jump there, brother Howard. I'm gonna get that here to you really quick. So, guys, right here in Fidelity, right? So, let's say, for instance, you go right here and you look at MicroStrategy, right? Which is the stock symbol on this is MSTR. So, like, if you want to go ahead and like if you want to go and buy anything in Fidelity, right? You just go up here to the top right, put that company in, and you pretty much go right over here and you hit buy. And so one of the key things I like about Fidelity and why I like teaching this to you guys is you can go in here and put in any company and you can go and hit buy, hit dollars, and hit the dollar amount, and you can buy for anything that you want, right? So MicroStrategy here, right? I mean, boom, I go in here if I want to, I'm gonna put $50 in here, right? Even though the stock is at $289. All right. But now I'm owning this $50 right here. You see, MicroStrategy was down 4% on the last trading day. So this $50 would have been down 4%. But I was telling you with MicroStrategy, it is very volatile. But that's why I say maybe have 5%, maybe 4% into your portfolio. Now, Jeff, that's a very great question. That's why I do really like doing the one-on-ones and looking at the portfolio. I was even talking with Zach about that. He's on the call now. We got to look at his portfolio. So even though we give you the top 10, but we also like to say, okay, look, it really just depends on your portfolio and what you really have and then for us to really dissect it. But for general answer, Palantir, Tesla, and Nvidia, 10% plus. Nvidia is 15%. I'll be honest with you. 20% in my portfolio. Tesla is 20% as well. A little bit higher, but that always depends too, Jeff, because I don't go as aggressive with my older members as well. All right. So right here, guys, you go and another company we talked about tonight was INOQ. This is the stock symbol for that. You see here it's at $41 per share here. The market was down on the last trading day. So you're gonna see every one of these companies I put in and where it's down. All right. You go right here, you hit buy. I mean, if you want to test it out, put $15 into it, boom, hit market, preview or place order, boom, you can do that. All right. So just kind of want to share that with you guys in fidelity as far as being able to go over here and hit the search over here. Boom. You find whatever thing you want, comes over here. You select your account, boom, and then you just kind of make it happen here, right? So you see all these accounts here, these crazy man that I am when it comes to investing with a bunch of accounts here. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Oh, look, Brother Howard, you had a question here. Let me make sure we go over here to the chat and get your question here. How do you research the stocks? Okay, and then how do you feel about Square stock? I don't know. Okay, John C. I don't know who John C is. All right, so so Brother Howard, how do you research stocks, right? So for me, what I use is I use CNBC app. I also get Wall Street Journal papers. I get them every morning, all right? I'm also on CNBC website, listening to CNBC news every day, all day, whether it's in my truck. I'm totally locked in, right? This is what I don't watch TV. I'm doing either one-on-ones with you guys or working at my job, being a father, but I don't watch a lot of TV. So I research this stuff, brother Jones, through the just what's happening in the recent news. And I don't really prefer you guys to. I don't expect all you guys to buy all top 10 of these investments either that I just mentioned. It's just more so just kind of keep you aware on like what's going on. You guys don't even have to buy any of these top 10. If you just keep buying VOO and QQQ, trust you me, you're gonna be totally fine. But if you want more, and the reason I say VOO, because guess what? All these top 10 companies that I just mentioned, they're all in VOO, the top 500 companies in America. So you own all of them in VOO, but if you want more exposure to it, then you can also own them individually as well. All right. So Brother Jones, CNBC, even with the kids, right? How we gonna help them, right? It's companies that they identify with. So every child has an Apple product, whether it's an Apple iPad, whether it's a Apple iPhone. And so now we want to teach them things that they already understand and identify with. And then now they can realize, okay, if Apple stock is 250, but then it went up 255 this week, then now they say, okay, well, I can make a little money off this here because those 17-year-old girls that I helped out this week, right? They both work. One work at McDonald's, the other one work at Chick-fil-A, and their mom opened up an investment account for them for Christmas. And their mom sent me a picture of the girls when they found out that they had investment accounts. And one of the girls just kind of had the I guess she had a card or something and had it over her face. She was just crying. Because this is something that man is for as man, we watch a lot of media, we watch a lot of TikTok, we watch a lot of Instagram, and our kids, man, out here, man, is just in a world, soul searching world. But if you teach your kids early what you learn late, that's how you change the game. All right. What is the age limits for the kids class here? So brother Jeff, that's a very good question here. I would say right here, brother Jeff, third grade and up. Just because I could keep it to a level to where I have to do a master class, but it need to be to a level to where I have kids curriculum and they need to be able to understand and read the curriculum. All right. So again, for the ones that join late, we are doing a kids financial kids academy. We're gonna be doing monthly classes, and they're gonna be $12.99 per kid. And they'll get curriculum. They'll have study sessions to where I give them different things to study, like Apple stock. We'll look at Tesla stock. We'll look at Amazon stock because these are the things that kids identify with, right? And then we're gonna go through that stock market challenge, and then it's exciting because now they're gonna say, okay, well, my friend, her portfolio went up $3,000, and the key portion to this will be is once these kids get this ideal and this concept early to say, okay, it's a simulation, but oh, wait till I put my real money. And we're true believers knowing the fact that, okay, when you do put your real money to work, like if you've been with me for 3 plus years, you've seen some nice gains, right? Even I look at I call her my girl, Miss Cassandra. She said she want to invest some of that Christmas bonus money. And that's what I'm talking about. You get the vision and you start understanding that, hey, look, you're not only just making the money, you multiplying it. And the reason why she wanted to do it is because guess what? It's almost like candy. She seen how sweet it is on the amount of money that she made when she rolled over her money and got it invested. And she seen that money working. So guess what? The bigger your portfolio is, guess what? That more money you're gonna make. Because if you look at 25% on $1,000, 20 the market was up 25% this year. So 25% on $1,000, you'd have made 250. If you'd had $10,000 invested, 25%, you'd have made 2,500. If you'd have had $100,000 invested at the beginning of the year, you made a 25% return, you made $25,000. All right. So that's why we want to keep growing and keep feeding these accounts here. All right. So somebody asked about Square stock. I don't like Square. So let me see here. So can we enroll our child in investment class for 12? Yes, 12.99 monthly. You can enroll your kid. I will have that information available for you guys to get the kids into the monthly class. All right. Let me see here. Down market in 2025. Oh, don't scare me. Now we're not. I mean, it is what it is. If you have a down year, guys, in the stock market, that's even better for you in the long term because guess what? We're buying discounts. All right. Can Acorns accounts be open for kids' names? Absolutely. Um, and let me see here. What about other crypto like Cardano, Solana, and XRP? So if you guys know me, it's only for me is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are your two biggest coins. Now XRP has done well, all right? But I do not do meme coins. I don't do altcoins. I don't do Solana. I don't do XRP. I don't do any of them. So we're sold into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now you guys can do others, but I am solely on Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. So that's kind of sort of as far as where I come in with the crypto. Crypto, like I say, I'm not doing a lot into it. $50 a week, $20 a month. I'm gonna spend that eating out anyways, right? And $25 a week into the kids account. So guys, the reality is this right here, right? 2025 here. I want to close out. 2025. This is the year of growth for the Let's Win financial community. I want you guys to keep plugging in, keep doing what you're doing, keep seeding, keep being on these live calls because it's going to be able to help you. And it's not just about the finances, right? But it's about being into a community where you can also be able to hear what others are doing. And so you guys are just on a track, man, where it's just awesome, right? Of growth. And so we're excited to get the kids invested, and also to remember we're going to be doing a stock market challenge for the adults. I'm finalizing all that stuff over the next couple days, and then I want to get that information out to you guys. And I would like to start it on Monday, but I will reveal all that information out on Sunday for us to stock market challenge for January. All right. And so all this stuff, guys, is new information, right? New information leads to transformation. I'm excited too, Dewan. I'm so proud of you. Dewan is my girl, man, out of Atlanta, man. She if I got the biggest believer into Let's Win Financial and Trusting, it's my girl, Dewan, man. I mean, she put a whole family and friends on the Let's Win Financial community. That's what we do. We help you guys, right? Because this information, we truly believe that it's transformational. We're making millionaires out of Let's Win Financial community, and it's really not about the millionaires, guys. To be honest with you, because we don't want the money. We want the time. We want to be able to have the time to where we don't have to go to work tomorrow to trade time for a dollar, but we want to be able to say, okay, we got the time, and that if we want to go over to Italy or if we want to go to Argentina, right, we can do that. We don't necessarily have to put in a leave slip to be able to ask the supervisor what we could do. All right. And so, man, let's continue to not only just survive into 2025, but let's continue just to thrive. And so if you go and check out our last class that we did on YouTube, it's now on YouTube. On the let's just go to YouTube, Let's Win Financial. You better go and see all of our YouTube videos. We talked about the end of year financial moves that's also preparing you for 2025. Again, as I mentioned, it's tax refund season. So go ahead and start looking at your W-2s. And when you get your money, if you get any money back, hey, get on the one-on-one with me and let's start preparing and planning to say, how can you maximize on your tax refund? Because the one thing that we don't want to do is be able to say, okay, well, we want to enjoy a little bit of it, right? But we don't want to be like, man, I spent all the money and I never really kind of like maximize on the opportunity what I can really could do with it. Let's take opportunity if we have debt to pay down debt. Uh, I just don't pay the minimum on debts because that interest rate on that monthly interest is going to continue to keep killing you. If you do have a massive amount of debt, especially at above a rate of 21%, which is the average interest credit card rate. So let's get debt down if you have debt. Then we get on debt management plan and make that happen and make that work. All right. And so, guys, think about this here in 2025. Don't necessarily look at the price of assets, right? Look at the value. When you buy a house, the price may be expensive, but look at the value. Where would a house be worth 5 years, 10 years from now? When you're buying these assets, don't go look at these assets on a day-to-day basis and try to make emotional decisions. Because these companies that I'm telling you about and that we've been in, if you look at Apple, you look at Amazon, you look at Microsoft, right? There's going to be some days where those stocks are going to be down 5%, 10%. But what I can tell you, over the long term, all it's been doing is continue to go up year after year after year after year. So in 2025, we gonna see some down days, but we don't put no emotion to it. So that's why I'm telling you guys, when you buy things, don't necessarily look at the price, look at the value. You understand that? Because you can go right now and you can go and spend $150,000 here on a Cybertruck, and the price of it, right? It looks good, but you can go also too and go and buy a $150,000 townhouse, and what's going to be the value of that Cybertruck and that townhouse 5 years from now on that $150,000? You know what I mean? And so I just it's just a thing, man. We got to be able to make these good decisions because I had a member and went and bought a Corvette, man. He said, I know you're gonna be upset with me, man, but I went and bought this Corvette. And the Corvette just sitting in the garage. But guess what? When you drive the Corvette, it looks good and you get the looks. But when you got to pay that $1,500 car note on a monthly basis, man, imagine what that $1,500 a month could really be doing for you when it's working for you. It's nice to have a ride, a nice ride, but if it's at the expense where it's causing you more stress on your finances, then it's really not necessarily worth it. And that's decisions that we make and we get into, especially as an African American community, because you guys well know that the social symbol for us, right, is a status. The car we drive, the clothes we wear, the jewelry we wear, right? That's always a status. And we get caught up in that social symbol status. Want to drive a Benz, want to drive a BMW. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but if you can afford it. And if you think about it, the gentleman that's probably paying $15 a month on that particular Corvette, guess what? Today is January the 1st, 2025. Guess what that means? That means that you now can start contributing towards your Roth IRA account or an investment account, but in particular Roth IRA account for the ones that maxed out. But half of the time we can't max out a Roth IRA because we driving an $800, $900 car note. The car note is our investment, but you know your car is what you call as a depreciating asset. You gotta have it, but it depreciates over time. But then yet and still we make eight, $900,000 car payment. And unfortunately, I'm one of the ones that had to have a car payment because when my truck went down. Um, but the good thing about it, guys, is I understand how money works and multiplies. So guess what? My businesses actually pays for the car note in itself, and I'm ready to pay this thing off as soon as I can. I got my sister on the phone call right now. She did a wonderful class for us a couple weeks ago on how to take money out your particular property to go buy more investment properties, and she owned investment properties. But guess what, guys? You know the type of car she drive? She drive a Toyota Camry, and I think she got about 180,000 miles on it, and it looked good and it drive good. But you know what? That's where you understand the fact that that car note is one of your biggest liabilities in your finances. Your car note, the fact that you're eating out too much, and the fact that you shopping too much. If you stop that in 2025 or slow it down a little bit in 2025, I guarantee you can put more money in your savings account. I guarantee you could put more money towards probably giving to your church where it's not okay. I have much money to give to the church tithing, and I guarantee you can put more money into these investments and actually grow them, right? But we spend too much money on a car note. We spend too much money on Uber and Eats. We spend too much money on Amazon. We spend too much money at Macy's. We spend too much money at Target. We spend too much money at Chick-fil-A. We do it. All right. Can I do a HELOC now or wait until the first quarter? Be honest with you, Dewan. Interest rates are going to still be high on those HELOCs. Federal Reserve Chairman Powell said they only plan on decreasing or cutting interest rate twice next year. So I was hoping that they was gonna do it more so we can get cheaper borrowing costs, but that's not happening. So I'll probably wait it out and see. But right now, guys, Zach, you're a realtor, man. You can go and get a 30-year mortgage interest rate right about now. It's gonna be in it. You might get as low as 6.8, but depending on your credit score, it's gonna be 7%. Man, 7% compared to what we was getting last couple of years, man, and COVID at 3%. That mortgage, that's a big difference. But I am excited about this because I did get a win here, right? Two of our mortgages on our homes, so we own several homes. But in particular, our primary home, our mortgage did go down $400 on the escrow. I'm always afraid this time of the year when we get escrows back, right? Where you look and say, okay, look, between your property taxes and your insurance, you're kind of afraid to say, okay, with inflation going up. But I realized I said, okay, I guess we overpaid a little bit or overestimated. So uh, my mortgage payment, guys, let me just share this here with you really quick. I'm be a little transparent. So my mortgage payment last year was $4,900. All right. Now Leslie and I are on a 15-year mortgage, so we do pay a little bit more on our particular mortgage. But the thing about me, as your financial guy, when I turn 52, my house will be paid off. All right. And so right now, my house is valued at about 1.1. So again, I don't necessarily look at the price, I look at the value. But when you add up all the real estate that we own, it's probably about maybe about 2.3, 2.4, right? You put an M behind that, that's what I'm getting at. So I'm grateful for that. So we paid 4,900 last year. We just got the bill. It's gonna be 4,500. But again, we're in a 30-year note. All right. But I share this here with you guys because again, if you don't know what being in a room looks like with a person that started on payday loans and to where I got myself out of that, thankfully, because of my dad, and just been on a journey to just help people grow because I've been in a bad financial situation and I was able to get out of that and continue to build brick by brick, year by year, and being able to do it through the stock market, being able to do it through real estate, being able to do it through business. That's what I'm gonna highly encourage you guys to do in 2025. Don't just go to that job and work at a 9 to 5 and come home and watch Netflix and be comfortable. I want you guys to start that business in 2025. That whatever your passion is, monetize it. I want you to save more money this year. I want you to invest more money this year. And I want you to maybe down the line, right? If you want to buy more real estate, buy more real estate. Why not, right? It's an opportunity to do it. But what I don't want you guys to do is be in the same place that you was last year. That's where we don't want to be at, right? And oftentimes we have the resources to do it. My friend told me this today. He said, Riley, man, I hear a lot of stuff that you talk, man, and I'm a quiet listener. But he said, you know what? If you could do something 24 to 26 times a year, and that's basically either you get paid twice a month or you get paid every other week, which is 26 times a year. But if you can make 26 different changes, put an extra 1% towards your 401k, or when you get that paycheck, pay a little bit more towards that debt and pay that credit card off, right? You got 24 to 26 decisions that you can make this year that can really be life changing for you. And when he told me that this morning in a video, I said, man, you know what, my brother, that's a good word to give to the community here. So I'm excited for you guys for 2025. This is the year of scaling up, and so we're going to do that. All right. So with that, guys, be well, be blessed, and as always, let's continue to win. All right, guys, have a great one.
All right.